In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this classic crochet bucket hat. This is easy to make. We're going to use some really basic stitches, and I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. This hat starts at the top where the crown is, and we're going to be working our way downward. So if we look at this hat off of my little styrofoam head here, we're going to start here. And we're going to make a circle and keep increasing, and then make the sides of the hat. And then we're going to increase once again and make the brim of the hat. So this hat is made of cotton. It's cool, it's crisp, and it's just a lovely hat to wear in the warmer months. Now the finished hat from the top here straight down is about 9 inches tall. And then when we put our hat on, the hat part, not including the brim, this part that goes around your head, is about 22 inches around. It is very forgiving. It has some stretch to it, and it's just kind of one of those easy breezy kind of patterns to make. It's great for spring and summer, and it'll keep the sun off your head too. So we're going to talk about supplies and then jump right into the crocheting. For this project, you'll need a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle. A tape measure is super helpful, especially if you need to change up the sizing a little bit. I'm going to go through the pattern and show you here and there how to change things up if you want to customize yours a little bit. And then we're going to be using a 6mm J crochet hook. This is my Furls Odyssey. I'll put the link down below if you'd like to get one for yourself. It's brand new. And then for our yarn, I used about 120 yards of cotton dishcloth yarn. It comes in tons of colors, self-striping, variegated. As you can see, I have this fun like blue-green combination. I used Peaches and Cream Stripey. I used one whole cake of this plus a little bit more of another cake. And just as a side note, this is called the Green Stripes, but 120 yards of a number 4 medium weight cotton dishcloth yarn and you'll be just fine. To begin, we're going to put a slip knot on our hook. So leave yourself a little tail, wrap the yarn around your fingers to make a loop, bring the yarn behind the loop, reach in with your hook, bring up a loop, and tighten. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a ring that we'll be working our stitches into. We're going to start with the crown of the hat, work outward to increase the crown, work straight down to make the sides of the hat, and then outward for the brim. So let's make our ring first. We're going to chain 4. To make a chain, wrap the yarn around the hook, bring it through the loop. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to join with a slip stitch in that farthest chain from the hook, the first one you did, to create our ring. So insert the hook into that chain and bring up a loop. Now bring that loop through the loop already on your hook, and then kind of open it up and you'll have the ring that you'll be working your stitches into. For round 1, we're going to chain 2. 1, 2, and then we're going to work 11 half double crochets into the center of the ring. So to make a half double crochet, wrap the yarn around the hook, insert it into that ring, and bring up a loop. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through all 3 loops, and that's the half double crochet in case you're not familiar. And that's 1, so we're going to make 11 of these. So that's 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So that chain 2 we did at the beginning of the round counted as one of our half double crochets also. So we're going to count 2 chains up and we're going to join with a slip stitch to close the round. Okay? So then what we want to do, I'm just going to pull this tail just to tighten and kind of close that center a little bit better. And then we're going to move on to round 2. For round 2, we're just going to chain 2. Once again, that counts as one of our half double crochets. And then in that same stitch, right at the base of that chain 2, we're going to work a half double crochet into that same stitch, that very first stitch. And then we're just going to work 2 half double crochets in each stitch around. So half double crochet, half double crochet, 2 half double crochet in the next stitch, 2 half double crochet into the next stitch, 2 half double crochet into the next stitch, and so forth, all the way around our circle. All right, just coming up to the end of round 2, we just worked 2 half double crochets in each stitch around, and then we're going to count 2 chains up and join to close with a slip stitch. Okay, so round 2 is complete. We have a nice little circle. Okay, so for round 3, we're going to chain 2. That counts as a half double crochet once again, and we're going to work a half double crochet right in that same stitch, right at the base of that chain 2 we just did. So work a half double crochet in there. Then we're going to work a half double crochet into the next stitch. Then we're going to work 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. So half double crochet, then work a half double crochet in the next stitch, and then work 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2, and we're just going to repeat this sequence all the way around. So 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. And I just had a little bit of a color change. As you can see, it's very exciting. I find that very fun. These self-striping yarns make these hat patterns really cute. Half double crochet in the next stitch, 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. Just like that. Half double crochet in the next stitch, 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so just keep repeating that sequence around and we'll rejoin in just a minute. Okay, coming up to the end of the round, we're going to count 2 chains up and join to close the round with a slip stitch like we did before. So we have a lovely little circle happening. For round 4, we're going to chain 2. Again, that counts as a half double crochet. And we're going to work a double crochet in that same stitch right at the base of that chain 2 we did. Then we're going to work a half double crochet in the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 half double crochet in the stitch after that. So for this round, that's our sequence. Half double crochet, 2 half double crochet. Okay, so just repeat that around. So once again, half double crochet in the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, 2 half double crochet in the stitch after that, and just repeat that sequence. Okay, so keep going with that round and we'll rejoin in just a minute. Coming up to the end of round 4, working those last few stitches, and then we're going to join in that second chain up like we've been to close the round with a slip stitch. All right, we have a nice little circle. Our circle is growing. Let's move on to round 5. We're going to chain 2 once again to start the round. Then we're going to work a half double crochet in that same stitch right at the base of that chain 2, like we've been doing, same way. We're going to work a half double crochet into the next stitch. And then this time our sequence is going to adjust slightly. We're going to work 3 half double crochets in each of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and then 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. Okay. And then we're just going to repeat that sequence around. So let's refresh. 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, 2 half double crochet in the next stitch, just like that. So keep that sequence around and you can see we have some beautiful colors happening. I would love to hear what colors you're using. Please share below. And we're just going to keep this sequence going around our circle. Once again, coming up to the end of round 5, join to close with a slip stitch. All right, so for round 6, once again, chain 2 counts as a half double crochet, work a half double crochet in that very first stitch, work a half double crochet into the next stitch. Then we're going to work a half double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to work 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, and then we'll repeat that sequence as well. So you may notice we are kind of forming a pattern here. We're doing 1 extra stitch in between those increases. So this time we're going to do 4 half double crochets, then 2 half double. So let's do that one more time. Half double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then 2 half double crochets in the stitch after that, okay? And just repeat that sequence around. Just coming up to the end of round 6, working that last half double crochet. Just coming up to the end of round 6, working those last stitches, and then join in that second chain up with a slip stitch to close the round. Our circle is getting to be quite a nice size. We're going to move on to round 7 now. Once again, chain 2, and it counts as a half double crochet. Work a half double crochet in that very first stitch right at the base of that chain, half double crochet in the next stitch. And as you may have guessed, we're going to work 5 stitches now. So 1 stitch in each of the next 5 stitches. So half double crochet in the next stitch, that's 1, half double crochet in the next stitch, that's 2, half double crochet in the next stitch, that's 3, half double crochet in the next stitch, that's 4, half double crochet in the next stitch, that's 5, and then in the stitch after that we're going to work 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. So we're just going to repeat that sequence around now for round 7. Okay, coming up to the end of the round, just working a half double crochet into that second chain up to close the round, and now round 7 is complete. So our crown is on its way, and we're going to start building up the sides. It's going to make a gentle slope to wrap around the head. And so for rounds 8 through 15, we're going to do the round the same way. So I'll show you how to do it. And then for 8 through 15, you'll do the same thing. So once again, we're going to chain 2, work a half double crochet in that first stitch and in each stitch around. So half double crochet in that first stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, and the next stitch, and so forth. So once again, for rounds 8 through 15, I find it's easier to grab like a scrap piece of paper and sort of mark off the rows as you go. You could do like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and kind of like check it off as you go. But you'll do this the same way. Just do your chain 2 at the beginning, and a half double crochet in each stitch all the way around your circle. So what that's going to do, because we're not increasing anymore, it's going to start pulling it in a little bit and then creating the sides of our hat, okay? So I'm going to work rounds 8 through 15. You can back up the video and watch any parts of this again if you want to. And when we rejoin, we'll start to work on the brim of our hat, okay? So 8 through 15, just work half double crochet in each stitch around. So we've worked rounds 8 through 15, and we have quite a nice little hat shape going. Now for round 16, we're going to do the same thing we just did in the previous rounds. Just work half double crochets in each stitch, but this is a round that can be optional if you want. Now at this point, when you're done round 15, try putting the hat on your head and see if it fits. Check for fit, and then check for length. Now we are going to be adding a brim onto this, so we will have a few more rounds to do, but I'm going to add one more round. So for round 16, that round can be optional, but we're going to do the same thing. So if you want just a tiny bit more length, now you can see it's just going to be a little bit, go ahead and work round 16. And what we're going to do for that is, once again, chain 2, and we're going to work a half double crochet in each stitch around. So just go ahead and do that if you want to just add a tiny bit more length. Okay, you can stop at 15, or you can work round 16 like I am doing the same thing. So work a half double crochet in each stitch around, and then we'll come back and start on our brim. It's getting very exciting. All right, coming up to the end of round 16, closing that with a slip stitch in that topmost chain like we've been doing all along. And now the basic part of our hat is done. We're going to move on to the brim. It's very exciting. So for round 17, what we need to do is chain 2, 1, 2, and then this part, the brim part, is going to be very similar to how we did the top increases. There's all increases in this hat, no decreases. We're going to once again work a half double crochet in this very first stitch of our round here. Then we're going to work a half double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So double crochet in the first stitch, double crochet in the second stitch, third stitch, fourth stitch, fifth stitch, and sixth stitch. That's a kind of a mouthful, but then in the next stitch, we're going to work 2 half double crochets into the same stitch, just like that. And then we're just going to repeat this sequence all the way around. So once again, work a half double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then in the next stitch, work 2 half double crochets. 1 and 2, just like that, okay? So just repeat this sequence all the way around, and when we rejoin, we'll finish up this round and move on to the next one. It's several rounds for the brim, but they go by really quickly. Just coming up to the end of the round, and we're going to close the round with a slip stitch, same way we've been doing to close the round. All right, let's start on 18. For round 18, you're going to see a pattern similar to when we were increasing back here at the top of the hat. So for this one, we're going to chain 2, once again, work a half double crochet in that very first stitch. Then we're going to work a half double crochet in each of the next 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then work 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. Okay, so you notice we did 6 before. This round we're doing 7 before we do the 2 in the 1 stitch. Okay, so continue with this sequence, working a half double crochet in each of the next 7 stitches, and then the stitch after that, work 2 half double crochets in that, and repeat that around. And then once you do that last increase, that 2 half double crochet in 1 stitch, you'll have just 6 stitches left on this round. So we're just going to work a half double crochet in each of the remaining stitches. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then join to close the round with a slip stitch in that topmost chain like we've been doing. And now round 18 is complete. All right, let's move on to round 19. I have just a little bit of yarn here. For round 19, what we're going to do, once again, chain 2, work a half double crochet into that first stitch. And then we're going to, following the same pattern we've been following, we're going to work a half double crochet in each of the next 8 stitches this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so now we're going to, in the next stitch, you may guess, we're going to do 2 half double crochets into that stitch. So 1 and 2. And then we're just going to repeat this sequence all the way around once again. And then when we rejoin, we're going to stop right at this last increase. We're going to go all the way around, and then when you work that last increase with the 2 half double crochets in the same stitch, you'll have just a few stitches left, and we'll finish that part together. So keep going around, working a half double crochet in each of the next 8 stitches, and then your increase, 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. Keep repeating that around, and then we get almost to the end of the round, we'll rejoin and finish up the round. Okay, coming around to the end of round 19, I'm just working that last increase, so that 2 half double crochet in the same stitch, and then we're almost to the end, so we're just going to work a half double crochet in each stitch at the end of the round. And then we're going to join in that topmost chain with a slip stitch, same thing we've been doing. Okay, if we lay our hat down, you can see from doing all these lovely increases, we're starting to get a brim, and it's just a nice kind of sloping brim. Okay, we have just 2 rounds left, round 20 and round 21. Round 20, we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. Chain 2, work a half double crochet in that first stitch, and then work a half double crochet in each of the next 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, okay? So you notice before we did 8, now we're doing 9. Okay, next stitch, work 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. So once again, we're going to continue around repeating this sequence now until we get almost to the end when there's just a few stitches left, and then we'll rejoin and finish up the round. And then we'll work our last round, which is just a really easy single crochet edging, okay? So keep repeating this sequence around, working a half double crochet in each of the next 9 stitches, then do your increase, then 9 stitches, and then do your increase all the way around until you get almost to the end when you just have a few stitches left, and then we'll rejoin. Okay, I'm just working that last increase of the round. I can look ahead and see that we're almost there. So work a half double crochet in each remaining stitch that you have here on the round. And then once we get to the end of this round, and I just have to point out too while I'm working these stitches that these color changes have been such a great time. I've just been having so much fun with them. So we're at the end. We're going to join with a slip stitch just to close the round. And you can see we have a nice brim and it just kind of flows out like this, okay? I do want to add a nice little edging to this just to give it a finished look. So a lot of times too, when we have an increase, you can see it's just very slight, but it just kind of makes just the tiniest little hump in our work. And to kind of correct that, what we want to do is we're going to just do a single crochet edge just to give it a little bit of sturdiness as well. So we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to work a single crochet in the very first stitch. So insert the stitch into that very first stitch and bring up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on the hook. Wrap the yarn around the hook and bring it through both loops, and that's it. So we're just going to work a single crochet in each stitch all the way around. All right, so continue around doing that, and then we will rejoin in just a minute, and we're going to finish up our beautiful warm weather hat. So keep going with your single crochets, just 1 per stitch all the way around, and we'll rejoin in just a minute. Just coming up to the very end of round 21 and the conclusion of our hat. Once again, we're going to join with a slip stitch in that chain 1 that we did at the beginning of the round to close the round. So let's cut the yarn. We're going to do a little bit of finish work. We're going to weave in some ends and then admire our beautiful hat. So just cut the yarn, wrap the yarn around the hook, bring that end through the loop and tighten. And then we're going to turn our hat inside out. It looks slightly different on the inside, as you can see, but we're going to turn our hat inside out. And we're just going to weave in our ends. Now, because we're doing a self-striping yarn here, just try to keep the same color in the same area, okay? So I'm just going to kind of go in where my tail is turquoise, so I'm just going to go in where the turquoise is. We don't want it to show on the other side because it'll just look like this turquoise line traveling through our work. But we're just going to weave that tail in and give it a snip. And then at the top where we began, because this is the top of a hat, I know we wove this in as we went along, but I'm just going to weave it in a little bit on my own too, just to lock it into place. I don't want that middle opening up anymore. So we're just going to weave that in a little bit more with our needle. And whenever you're weaving in a tail with a hat, you want to make sure you kind of hold your hand on the back of it because you don't want to sew your hat together. So I'm just weaving in that end a little bit more just to try to hold it in place a little bit. And then any other tails that you have from joining yarn, you can go ahead and take care of those as well. So our hat is complete. It looks wonderful. All the ends have been woven in, and that is how you make a classic crochet bucket hat. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiber Flux video updates. Bye everyone, and happy crocheting!